guys, today we are going to see about the concept of production management. Now this concept of production management is required at every type of industries. Means it's not about the service industry, it's not about the manufacturing, it's related to all the industries that we have. So let us see what exactly this production management is. Now this production management is also called as operation management. Basically, this is a thing which we control and plan for executing your orders. So let's see what exactly the production management is all about. Now, production management is nothing but what? It is the combination of the four characteristics. First is what? The right quality. After that, the right quantity, right time, and lastly, right cost. If we compare all these activities over there, we can get the exact desired output which we want from a industry. So this is the basic function of a production management system. After that, let us see the classifications that we have of the production system. Now here you can see that this production systems are classified mainly into four types. First one is what? The continuous production, then the mass production, then batch production, and then the shop production. So these are the types of the production system. Now we are going to see one by one. Now before starting this, there is also one type of production which is really important to understand, which is intermediate production. So let's see that. As the name signifies, the production process takes place at irregular intervals to produce a number of different products with the help of one production line. Manufacturer uses this system to produce a low volume, high variety product. Now, intermediate production is something which is not continuously going on. Okay, it is irregular, relevant to the others. And what it specifies the low volume, high variety products. Means we have some product and there is a lot of variety we have. So at that time we can use the intermediate production. After that, let's see the job shop production. Now, as name suggests, job shop production are characterized by manufacturing one or few quantities of a product designed and produced as per the specification of consumer within a prefixed time and a cost. The distinguishing feature of this low volume and high variety of product. A job shop comprises of a general purpose machine arranged into different departments. Each job demands unique technology requirements, demand processes on a machine in a certain sequence. Means what? Here we have the high variety of products as well as we have the low volumes. So this is continuously what that they are doing, the continuously changing the things to receive the exact amount of orders that you required. Means for satisfying the customer needs, which is having the low demands but high variety, we can use this system over there. Now job shop production is characterized by high variety of products and a low volume, as we already know. After that, use of general purpose machine and facilities. For job shop production, we doesn't require any kind of high class machines and everything like that. We can use the general purpose machines also. After that, highly skilled operators who can take up each job as a challenge because of uniqueness. Here you require the highly qualified or highly skilled staff. Why? Because there is a uniqueness in the product. That's why highly skilled operators we require. After that, large inventory of materials, tools and parts. Now as I already told you that there are limited volume, but the variety is very high. So we have to manage all the inventory, all the materials, all the tools, all the parts. Okay. After that, detailed planning is essential for sequencing the requirements of each product, capacities for each work center and order priorities. Now, as we know that there are a lot of varieties, we need to execute a exact plan on which we have to sequence all the work processes that we have to go. Okay, after that, let us see the advantages of the job shop production. Now, because of general purpose machine and facilities, variety of product can be produced. Now, it's a very important point. If you have, highly designed machines and everything like that, the language, or you can say that the types of the output is a fixed. But if you have a basic types of machines, you can recreate the product. So this is the main advantage which we get in the job shop production. After that, Operators will become more skilled and competent as each job gives team learning opportunities. This is a really important point because we want the unique workers over there. And after years of experience, they have become more confident, more competent, more skilled, you know, on the job they are doing. After that, full potential of operator can be utilized. We can give freedom to the operators that do whatever you want to do because we have a variety of lines. Okay. After that, opportunity exists for creative methods and innovative ideas. Now, after the advantages, let's see the limitations which we have in the job shop project. First is what? Higher cost due to frequent setup changes. This is the main point. You know, having variety is a profitable thing, but what is the main thing is that if you want to maintain that variety, we need to continuously change the setups that we have. So that is the disadvantage of that. After that, high level of inventory at levels and hence the higher inventory cost. Maintaining variety is very good, but for maintaining the inventory of that variety is very difficult, and for that inventory cost is very high. After that, production planning is a complicated thing. You cannot able to plan the production for a whole year because this in this production type, if you get the order from the customer, after that only you're going to execute the order, so that you cannot able to plan the production. And last one is what? The larger space requirement. Why? Because for maintaining all the varieties, although there are the low volumes, we need to have the larger space. So this is about the job shop production. After that, let's see the batch production. What exactly this batch production is? Now, American Production and Inventory Control Society defines batch production as a form of manufacturing in which the job passed through the functional departments in lots or batches, and each lot may have different routine. It is characterized by the manufacture of a limited number of products produced at a regular interval and a stock awaiting sales. Now, as the name suggests, this is the batch productions. I mean, whatever the production is going on, that should be in a batch form or in that should be in the lot form. Okay, batch production is something where there are less volume, there are less types of variety but higher volume. So at that time we can use the batch production over there. Now, batch production is characterized by the shorter production runs. Plant and machineries are flexible. Now this is characterized by shorter production runs. We have the shorter production runs in the batch production system. After that, plant and machineries are flexible because we need to produce the items in the terms of lots or in the terms of batch. So that is very important. After that, third one is that plant and machinery setup is used for production of items in a batch, and change of setup is required for processing next batch. One after completing a one lot or of one batch, we need to set up a new system over there to get the another variety of a item. Now, as I already told you that this is a less variety item, still it have a higher volume, so that you need to produce one lot, one batch, and after that we have to reset up the production system so that we can achieve the next variety item. So this is basically the character. Now the next is what? Manufacturing lead time and cost are lower as compared to the job order production. Because what, in the batch or in the lot system, we are going to store the production material that we have, and that's why we need the manufacturer. We get that time, okay, because we already have that material ready in our stock. So these are the batch production characteristics. After that, let's see the advantages of this batch production. First one is what? The better utilization of a plant and a machinery, because there is a high volume of production which is going on in there. That's why we get the better utilization of a plant and a machinery. After that, promotes functional specializations. Means what? While in the batch production, you have a specific functions which you need to understand, and this is really promote yourself to increase your knowledge over there. After that, cost per unit is lower as compared to the job order production. Now this is very interesting, as you all know that um, if some company is making 1000 cars a year, okay, having a per cost car of around 10 lakh rupees, and Rolls Royce is there who's making only 100 cars a year, 100 is not that, I guess only 12 or 13 cars a year. So you can compare that. That company has a lot of varieties, still it has a higher price. Here what happened, the cost of the car is very less. So this is that point, that cost per unit is lower as compared to the job order production. After that, lower investment in a plant and machinery. This is the concerning point, because sometimes you require a labor for that, or sometimes you require the machinery for that, but it is as compared to the job shop. After that, flexibility to accommodate and process number of products. After that, job satisfaction exists for operators. So these are the advantages of that. Now let's see the limitations. First one is what? The material handling is complex because of irregular and a longer flows. Because for doing a production of a one batch, you need to manage all the materials. Okay, and those were the irregulars, because if one lot is not completed, you cannot able to produce the second lot of that. Second one, production planning and control is very complex. Now this is very difficult part in this batch production system. Why? Because you need to plan very complexly, that after this batch I'm going to do that batch, after this lot I'm going to then work in process inventory is higher compared to continuous production. And after that, higher setup cost due to frequent changes in the setup. So this is all about the batch production. Now we are going to see about the mass production, what exactly this mass production is. Manufacture of a discrete parts or assemblies using a continuous process are called as mass production. This production system is justified by very large volume of production. The machines are arranged in a line or a product layout. Product and process standardization exists and all output follows the same path. Now, as the name suggests, this is nothing but what? This is the mass production. Means what? In this system, the mass production is takes place. It is a continuous process of a production. Okay, continuously production is happening, and it's happening at very large volume. Now, mass production is characterized by one thing: standardization of product and a process sequence. After that, a dedicated special purpose machines having the high production capacities and output rates than larger volume products. Short cycle time for production, lower in a process inventory, perfectly balanced production lines. Flow of materials, components, and parts is continuously and without any backtracking. Production planning and control is easy. Material handling can be completely automatic. This is the characteristics of a mass production. Now you can see that there is a continuously, this is a closed loop system. Continuously, someone is taking a charge of all those activities which is happening, and they, what they are want? They want the continuous supply. They want the continuous production. They don't want any break between the productions, and that's why they need to characterize all those things. After that, what are the advantages of the mass production? First one is that higher rate of production with a reduced cycle. Now we get the higher items in a least times. After that, higher capacity utilization due to line balancing. Now here the line is fixed, you know. After that, the production and the all systems are fixed. That's why the high capacity utilization due to line balancing. Due to this, all is in balance. We get the higher volume capacity. After that, less skill operators are required. There are special purpose machines that we have, as we already seen. So we don't require any kind of skilled operator. We can just require an operator which can just operate the machines. After that, low process of inventory. Inventory is already managed, okay, and stored in the inventory stored in a backyard. Due to which you don't require to process the inventory because it is already fixed with the machines. After that, manufacturing cost per unit is low. So, just remember one thing, that if the quality is high, just remember one thing, that quantity increases, price decreases. Quantity decreases, price increases. So this is the main point. After that, low process. Okay. Now let's see the limitations that we have in the mass production. First one is what? Breakdown of one machine will stop the entire production, because as we see, this is the complete line of a production cycles, and if one cycle break down, the whole production system is going to break down or stop. Second, a line layout needs major changes with change in the product design. Now this is very crucial part. You know, if they have designed some product for 1 year, after changing that product, I mean, means after after some updation, after some innovations, they want to change that product, it is very difficult to change all those things, because you need to change the program in all machines that you have. Means in the first machine, second machine, third, whatsoever, there are so many machines that there, so they need to change the programs over there. After that, what is the thing is high investment in production facility. As we all know that the machines requires a lot of money to purchase, and that's why high investment in production facility. The cycle time is determined by the slowest operation. This is the main thing. Cycle time is determined by the slowest operation. Now, in this process, there are some machines which are the super fast, but some machines which are the slower. So we are considering the operating time or the cycle time by comparing that machine, because this whole system is get slowed by just that single machine. So this is about the mass production. Now let's go. Now we are going to see about the continuous production setup. Production facilities are arranged as per the sequence of production operations from the first operation to the finished products. This is the continuous production where the product from the first operation to the finished product. So this complete process is called as a continuous production. This is similar to the mass production. The items are made to flow through a sequence of operations through material handling devices such as conveyor transfer devices. Okay. Now let's see, the continuous production is characterized by what? A dedicated plant and equipment with zero flexibility. After that, material handling is fully automated. Process follows a predetermined sequence of operation. Component materials cannot be readily identified with the final products. And after that, planning and scheduling is a routine action. Now this is a continuous production process. Okay, this is not going to stop. This is completely automated system. There is no any interface of a worker or anything like that. This is continuously automated system. So these are all the characteristics which we have in the continuous production system. Now let's see the advantages of this. First one is what? Standardization of product and process sequence. Now we have the automated machines over there, so we don't need to worry about the mistakes that is happened by the human error. After that, higher rate of production with a reduced cycle time. All things are automated, so you don't have to worry about the cycle time. This is continuously fast. After that, higher capacity utilization due to line balancing. This is similar as a mass production. Manpower is not required for material handling as it is completely automatic. We'll discuss. After that, person with a limited skill can be used on the production line. Why? Because the person only needs to see that everything is going on and everything is okay. Say that person doesn't have to do any kind of things. If something goes wrong, the person needs to call the manager, so that manager can easily do all the changes. Unit cost is low due to higher volume. This is also same with the mass production. Now just remember one thing, that in the mass production there are the human interference, but in this there is a zero human interference in the production processes. Just remember that. Here the person is only watching the machines. After that, let's see the limitations of the continuous production system. First one is what? Flexibility to accommodate the process number of product does not exist. Similar as a mass production, if you need to do some changes in the machines, you need to change all the setups, or you need to change the program of all machines that you have. After that, very high investment for setting flow lines. Similar, all things are automated, and automation also requires a huge amount of cost. And after that, product deformation is limited. Differentiation is what? If we want different types of product, it is very limited, because all things are going to happen automated, so the production process is limited for that. So this is all about the concept of a production management. In next session we are going to see about the material management things. Thanks a lot for watching.